Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, beautiful, beautiful individual. Today, I would like to speak about sit completely still, observing with your consciousness. With your ego, your I am, that center, that observer, that uses your ears, that uses your eyes, that sends out the flames from your eyes, more or less, when you see something like an object, is helping when it comes to, well, purifying and transforming your inner being. You as the ego, as the true, sublime center, are the moral guider. So the more you sit still with yourself, observing what comes forth into your consciousness, you can become aware what lies deep within yourself. And when you become aware of it, and when you become strong enough in sitting still, not letting your body be your master, but letting your inner being be your master, at least for the moment being, you see, is when you can start to make that a second nature in a sense. Make that a certain autonomous state where you sit, observe, and feel everything without putting anything on it, without putting opinions on it, without putting truly a connotation on it. When you feel the brunt of it all, when you feel all the turbulence, and I call it the firestorm, when you can sit still in the firestorm, observing, is when you are yourself transforming it through moral emanation. You of course have to stay in a certain optimistic and, well, reverent outlook for it. Because you know that everything that is on this planet has a purpose in a sense. Overcoming hindrances brings you strength. Just like I use one of Rudolf Steiner's example. When you push a cart up a hill, over a certain time it will be easy to push that cart, but to become stronger you have to load that cart with more over time. Or else we become stagnant, more or less. We do not never stop learning and growing like this. It is always a constant change within us. And the more we sit there, the more we mature, because we put care and nurture into the growth. So by being nurturing and caring and loving to yourself, doing right and trying to, as best as you can, to overcome your inner battle, more or less, which it more or less is, the more you can strengthen you within your center. And the more you strengthen yourself in the center, the less you are affected by everything around you. So you can work in a most optimal way from your inner soul center, radiating it out. Instead of letting temptations from outside constantly let us budge everywhere, let us become unruly and bored. Boredom, seriously, is a form of jadedness. It's a form of taking life for granted. And for me, it is not good enough. For me especially. If I am bored, I am not doing something that is right for the growth of this beautiful, beautiful path we're taking. There are countless things, especially within you, especially within that can be grabbed a hold on to and used as, not used, but cooperated with as instruments. And your body is the instrument, and your inner soul is the sound. So when you speak out the different tones and sounds of the instrument. You have to, of course, become very inclined with yourself, accepting yourself, and truly be grateful for yourself. Being a supporter for yourself, for who else can be that? Are you looking for that support outside? If you do, you will be disappointed. Most people care for themselves. So by you doing what everyone else is doing, but you do not go further than that. You expand upon it and want to include everything around you too. Wanting to know how others feel, wanting to know how others think, and also observing in loving objectivity. That is how you absorb and deepen and enriching your inner ego. Your ego becomes more of the right and the true cosmic ego that we have been given. It is no longer this egotism, this egocentricity, this narcissism. It is something that radiates out love. You can do this consciously. It has to be done consciously. It is never given today. Who would teach you that? You. Because you are the one alone. You are the one that trains. You are the one that practices within these. No one else can kick you in the butt saying you should do it. Of course, you might be lucky that you actually have a mentor or something like that that can do this and help you and guide you directly. But most cases, we have to try and fail until something sticks and something truly is, well, connected to reality and how we live. When you observe yourself from day to day, you truly can get a hold of what you experience in general. Remembering it, going through it, reflecting over it so you can learn from it. That is what we do. That is how you deepen and mature your soul. And also to appreciate and to really immerse yourself in the outer world in gratitude and love. That is how you kind of lose yourself in, you lose the sense of time, but you are here. You're experiencing everything here. You do not wish to go beyond yourself. You're always down in your body experiencing. Your body is, as we said, the instrument. So to be interested in this earth evolution and not be too fantastical and fantasy-like and wanting to get away from this planet, to make a separate sphere for themselves as souls, I promise you that will not be the right way to go. That is running away from this beautiful, beautiful unfoldment we have. So the more we get to immerse ourselves in the earthly, combined with the spiritual, you lift up the earthly to the spiritual. You can become aware of the beautiful life behind your inner world, radiating out and connects to the outer. It's kind of like the outer life that is behind the physical is meeting your inner spiritual life, and it merges and melts. And it is just a sublime feeling. It is a feeling that helps you guide you to the right direction. So when you feel joy and you feel an overwhelming wonder and reverence, that is a guidepost. So that is the way I'm going. You do not sit in that and want to milk it for what it is. You use that as a guidepost, because we do not wish to, well, to toot our horn too. You get my drift. We should not toot our horns too much. When you know who you are, when you stand strong in your center, you do not need to toot it to everyone. You see? That is why the strength is required to truly stand in this I amness. I am, and from my soul comes me, my uniqueness I want to share to the world. And that is how, well, first and foremost, it helps everyone, because you bring inspiration and try to instill that little flame within others. Everyone has that tiny little spark within them, that tiny drop of the ocean. And that tiny drop of the ocean wants to become aware that it is the ocean in a sense. Not losing itself to the ocean, and not losing itself to being just a little drop, but being the drop in the ocean. You see the pictures where it is harder said than done, but it requires you to sit steady in the firestorm, in whatever comes up consciously. Yes, it is extremely, extremely turbulent in many cases. But the more you get to strengthen you within your center, the easier it becomes. And in the end, you end up loving every single sensation and impulse that comes within you, because you know it is you. you know it is something you wish to expand upon and deepen and mature. Once you do that, you can age with dignity, you can age with grace. Instead of being afraid of aging, instead of being afraid of becoming old, you truly look forward to be aging, because new mysteries always shows itself the older you become. So at certain stages of your life, you will become aware of certain processes of the universe. Of course, I'm pretty young yet, so I cannot speak in detail about these things yet. But the older I become and the more I train and the more I practice with this, the better, more detailed, the more in tune with everything around one becomes. And don't take my word for this. Try it yourself. But you better try it thoroughly. Because if you just try once or twice and then say, this is nothing, then I just can't speak for you. I'm sorry. But if you truly wish, you try and fail and try and fail, and all of a sudden the divine gives you a little success, and then it worked. Oh, it worked. And then you have the strength to keep going and keep going. And yes, there are many pains and there are many uncomfortable things that shows up. But in the end, they always show you a little hope. You just need to have that faith, love and hope, that warmth. And they will help, always. They hold your hand and they are behind you, always around you, enveloping you in a warm blanket of development and care. Of course, these are strict teachers. They are pretty strict teachers, so whatever is needed to make you grow will show up in your life. We can't exclude that kind. Everything cannot be always blessedness. Even though the whole world and the universe is blessedness. But the so-called uplifting, good feeling, positive and it feels so good blessedness is not always the truth. Sometimes you have to go through pain to really, really grow. That is how you gain strength. Think about the person who has only been given everything they have for their whole life. For their whole life, they barely have willpower. Once something goes against them, they panic. That is what a hard life and a lot of struggle in life teaches you as a human being. It is the strictest and the most honest teacher there is. And as long as you overcome it and promise to yourself and to the divine around you that I will overcome, I will strengthen, I will love, I will care, I will shine. You will shine. So by me doing this, inspiring you get to enriching that flame of yourself so you can give the flame to others. They can give the flame to others. So that we all can become individually unique and also loving and inclusive in all. There is no either or. There is many, many things at the same time. And the more you get to actually truly become aware of it, the easier it becomes. So study, meditate, practice, strengthen. Sit with yourself. Master your own being. Master your own inner longings and temptations. And then you can see where it goes. Just be awake and curious, where is this going next? And all of a sudden, a new light, a new shine of a new experience comes. And it is as wonderful as the last one, even though it might have been painful. Thanks, everyone. I love you all. You are amazing, amazing human beings. And thank you for listening to me. Thank you for you being you. Thank you for you finding your own inner unique center. Your unique Christ. Not yet I, but the Christ in me. Love you. Goodbye.